you know, all these different kinds of music that were a part of the progression of music. You know, jazz used to be a popular music back in the 30s and 40s. Big band songs, people that sang, you know, sad songs or songs about love or songs about happiness. It used to be a pop music, you know. And since then it's progressed, and it's progressed into so many different things. And in that way, you know, there were all these rules, so to speak, in the old popular music. You know, there wasn't a lot of old popular music that was really fast. That can't really be popular, you know, unless it's like a really catchy melody. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, excuse me. So that was one of the rules. But as the music progressed, people started bending the rules, just like Jeremy said about the jazz music bending the rules of the classical music, how they used to say, we use the classical instruments, we use pianos, we use contrabasses, we use trumpets, which were marching classical instruments, you know, back in the day. But we're bending the rules to fit our needs as people in the modern times. And in that same way, there's also jazz music that is free. They call it free music. That's free from many types of, you know, from tempo. They don't have to have one groove the whole time. It's free from chords. You can pick any note you want to play, and it's about the expression of it. You know, I just want to talk a little bit about free music.
Yeah. So like we were saying, when we said there are many dimensions to all these styles of music.
How jazz began, most people don't know jazz began as a dance. There was a slave revolt in 1811, and after that slave revolt, the slave masters decided that we have to do something to occupy our slaves, so we're gonna give them a day off, and then that day became Sunday. And they also allowed them to play drums. See, before that, they was not allowed to play drums or any instrument from Africa. So once they started letting them play drums, they would gather right down the street in this park called Congo Square. This is a true story. And the ladies would dance while the men played drums, and the guys sitting on the sideline, they watched the ladies dancing, and they coined the phrase jazz. It came from a derogative term, but we won't get into that. But, you know, we took the jazz, and it was a dance, and then it became the feeling. Because in a dance, when you have no choreographer, say do a step, one step, two step, and then you go to the left, and then you go to the right. But when you feel music, when there's just some music and you just start feeling it and you start flowing and the rhythmic movement, that is where jazz began. Then the instrumentalists watched the rhythmic movement of the dance and began to imitate it on a horn, as you heard him play different, you know, ba-da-wee-da-da. They saw that and they heard that in the dance, and then it began to infuse the classical progression of, okay, a song go from this point to this point to this point, and improvising over those progressions, and it evolved from the so-called jazz of the dance to the early era of old Negro spirituals, they called it, when the slaves were singing songs in the field, and they adopted that. And all of those things came from way back, but it began in this country from that particular era and that particular feeling of, you know, that's why they started calling the music the blues, because nobody was happy with their work on the plantation. Nobody was just, oh, let's go to work. We want to go to work and have a good time. No, they were all sad because, oh, we gotta work. Sun up to sundown, we gotta work. And then a lot of times the blues became a call and response where different people was talking to different people across the field by saying, hey, we're gonna go somewhere. And then over in the distance you hear somebody say something, yeah, we're gonna. And it was a call and response. And that became the blues, what people know as the down-home blues or different things of that nature. We're running out of time, so I'm moving a little fast, but all of the music of America evolved from that feeling, and they call it jazz. And so you can hear that jazz influence, like you were saying, from the Latin, from the bossa nova, the salsa, the rumba, all of that rhythms came from that drum beat. Then it evolved into blues, the singing the blues, and it evolved into the R&B, the rhythm and blues, the soul music, the rock music. If you notice, most all rock has a blues progression under the rock music. So the popular music, Louis Armstrong was the first pop star, international pop star ever. Anybody ever heard of Louis Armstrong? It's a park named, it's an airport named after. So anyway, to bring this home, all of the genres of music, from jazz, the swing, the Latin, the fusion, to the funk, to the R&B, to the pop, to the hip hop, all has its origins in that rhythmic dance they call jazz, and it evolved into a genre of expression